Welcome back to BBC News. It is now just 8 days till the World Cup, with Canada, Mexico and the US hosting the tournament this year. Well, here on BBC News, we've been hosting a series of deep dives into the competition and the competing nations. Today, we're looking at Croatia, who'll be hoping to repeat the success of their 2018 campaign, which saw them make the final but losing to France. Croatia will kick off their campaign against England before facing other members of Group L. So let's talk live on the programme to Daniela Rogulj, who's sports editor at Total Croatia News. And Daniela, thank you so much for being here with us. You must be going into this World Cup pretty confident. You've had a fabulous last two tournaments, haven't you?
Yes. We're getting ready here to leave in just a couple of weeks. I will be in Dallas for Croatia, England, which already feels like a semifinal. It's kind of wild to think that that's how we're kicking off the tournament. But alas, here we are. And obviously, Croatia and England have such a history. So anything can happen in that game. And all of the excitement is now starting to surface going into this World Cup for sure.
Let's talk for a minute or two about Luka Modric. I mean, he is just incredible, isn't he? He is the heartbeat of the team and has been for such a long time. This is his fifth World Cup. It is staggering, isn't it?
It is unbelievable. And not only is it his fifth World Cup, but I was reading today, he is one of four players that played in the 2006 World Cup. So he's next to Ronaldo and Messi and Ochoa. Which is to think, you've been playing in World Cups for 20 years. I think that is just an unbelievable statistic. And just the fact that he's still leading Croatia as the captain, he's still playing some of his best football when most players his age retire and move on. So what an incredible leader for this Croatian national team.
You're absolutely right, but it's not a one-man team. Tell me a little more about some of the other key players.
So, I think there's this kind of narrative around Croatia being an older squad. And I think that comes with the fact that Luka Modric is 40 and a half years old. Let's not forget Ivan Perisic as well is 37, Andre Kramaric, 34. So you have these veterans that have also, taken Croatia to these World Cup successes in the last, almost decade here. But Croatia has a lot of very young talents that are going to make waves during this World Cup. One I'd like to mention is Luka Vušković. He's actually on loan from Tottenham, one of the best players in the Bundesliga last year, 19 years old, center back. He started in Croatia's friendly last night against Belgium, and I think he'll be a key asset in Croatia's back line. Of course, next to Joško Gvardiol, who is the world's most expensive defender. He plays for Man City. He has been injured, came back from an injury about 3 to 4 weeks ago, a bit sooner than we expected. So once he's in top form, I think Croatia should have one of the best back lines in the tournament. And then we have great young talents in Serie A as well. Petar Sučić in his early 20s, Baturina in his early 20s. So as much as we think of Croatia being led by veterans, we really have a lot of young players in here that are bringing us a second wind.
The other thing that Croatia has, which is a big plus, is a manager who's been through these big tournaments, battle-hardened, strategic. That is a big plus, isn't it?
Absolutely. And this is what I always like to say, the foundation that took Croatia to the final in the 2018 World Cup is still there. It is still led by coach Zlatko Dalic. It is still led by captain Luka Modric. So when you look at that and the experience and just kind of the team spirit that the coach has instilled in these players and that fighting spirit that they have, it's such an incredible achievement to now have him taking us to our third World Cup with Dalic. That's not something many national teams can say.
Give me an idea, because you were saying that you're going, but give me an idea about fans, because it's, of course, a long way to travel. And it's also, everything tells us this is going to be a really expensive World Cup. So are you getting the sense that quite a lot of fans will travel or won't?
Well, I think what makes Croatia a bit lucky is that the United States has the largest Croatian diaspora. So I think there's about 1.2 million Croatian Americans. So in that sense, we'll probably have loads of Croatia fans going because they're already based especially in the United States and in Canada. Now, traveling from Croatia, yes, it does get very expensive. We all know, how much these ticket prices are, flights, accommodation, the cost of food, etc. So I don't know how many Croatia fans from Croatia will be traveling, but thankfully Croatia has such an enormous fan base in the United States and Canada, so we should have a great turnout at all of these games.
I can't quite remember. If you get out of the group, and of course you hope you will, is there much bouncing around in terms of venues?
Well, ideally, if we get second in the group, and there's been a lot of conversation about this, but I would like to argue that if we get second in the group, we go back to playing in Toronto and then Dallas and then California. So Croatia's 3 games in the group stage are already Dallas, Toronto, and Philadelphia. So I do feel like that would be better for Croatia. They'd already, have an understanding of the pitch, of the stadium, of the climate, and all of that. First place in the group is a bit more complicated.
You can't be first. England are going to be first in that group. I'm going to interrupt you straight away.
Well, potentially, if England's first, I wouldn't be upset about it. But I think the first match, out of the group is Atlanta, followed by.
It's always difficult, isn't it? Those first matches. Listen, we are out of time, but thank you so much for your time. Enjoy the World Cup. I'm sure you will. And good luck in terms of getting out of the group and advancing further into that competition. As I say, Croatia has done incredibly well in the last 2 competitions. You're right up to date here on BBC News.